distinguished guests, and I see people still entering the room. Do come in, have a seat. A warm, warm welcome to Kenya. Karibuni, Kenya. Can we ululate for Kenya and for this first ever Africa Climate Summit? Thank you so much. Please take your seats. You are in a country, ladies and gentlemen, of incredible sights, mesmerizing wildlife, and warm, warm people. And even as we meet on this critical agenda, we hope you get some time to enjoy Kenya.
And as you enjoy our spectacular country and observe the creativity, the passion, and the immense talent of young Kenyans, we also acknowledge that we are here gathering at a time of great uncertainty. Soaring inflation, deepening polarization, widening inequalities, and the rapid advance of technology pose major challenges worldwide. In addition, there is a war raging in the heart of Europe, whose impact is felt globally. Above all looms climate change, which poses a threat to the very survival of humanity. And in Africa, the threat has been catastrophic.
It has. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share with you the statistics, which are dire. Over 17 million people a year have been affected by storms, droughts, wildfires, floods, and landslides. More than 7 million people in Africa have been displaced by natural disasters. More than 145 million people do not have enough food to eat. Now, all this, while Africa is responsible for less than 4% of CO2 emissions from fossil fuels and industry.
As UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said recently, and I quote, "The era of global warming has ended. The era of global boiling has arrived." It's so pertinent that this summit is being convened here in Africa to address the issues facing humanity. It was from here, particularly from the Rift Valley, that Homo sapiens set off eons ago, and several millennia later have come to dominate the planet. The progress and advances made in that period are impressive, but they have come at a price. Our ailing planet and the existential threat that we face speaks to that.
Now, allow me to highlight, ladies and gentlemen, that as home of the youngest and fastest growing population in the world, we need the voices of Africa's young women and men. The good news is that just yesterday they've been convening and they gave the Youth Declaration. And that's amazing. We must also center the realities and the needs of indigenous people and local communities. We must listen and we need to act. Now, allow me to share a Kenyanism, a wise Kenyanism. It goes, "Hiyo meeting ingekuwa email." How many Kenyans know that? See some hands. Now, I share that because we've come together, we've convened, we are meeting, we are deliberating, we've taken the time. We must ensure this translates into action for impact. Otherwise, we could just have sent an email.
And the action we are seeking here at the Africa Climate Summit is a pathway that will take Africa's realities and climate needs into account. We want a global financial architecture that helps Africa grow and the world decarbonize. We want to unlock investments Africa needs to tap into its potential and resources. This summit is about creating a new narrative for climate action in Africa, building consensus and taking a unified step forward Twende kazi.
Absolutely, let's do it. And say, just before we introduce the minister and ask her to come up, I want to settle the room and I want to rally us. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're taking your seats, can we please make a commitment that we will act following this summit, that we will collaborate, that action is critical and impact is critical? Could we give a round of applause to show our intent, our commitment, a promise to ourselves and the next generations? Thank you so much. Zain, would you introduce the minister?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julie, and thank you everybody here for being here and for your commitment for what we're trying to do here. It is so important for Africa today and for all future generations. So to begin, it is my privilege to introduce our Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, the Honorable Soipan Tuya.